Llama Ultimate Mystery Mix. It's a really cool mix. You might have seen it in the last couple weeks, but I wanted to open one up and make some bracelets with it. So I have it all spread out on my work table so you can see all the cool types of beads you could get in your mystery mix. It is a 1 pound bag of beads. It's really cool. So we're gonna make a stretch bracelet and we're gonna make a memory wire bracelet, two of my very favorite types of bracelets, using just beads from the big mystery mix. And then I also have a little fun thing I want to show you too. This is also by the Bead Llama, and this is a little fruit charm stretch bracelet kit. So I'm going to open this guy up and show it off as well. A quick note, this is pre-recorded. I am off taking care of a few things, so I had to pre-record. I don't normally like to do that because I love chatting, but please definitely still ask questions, comment. Everything works the same way. There's still the heart button and the shopping bag icon with all the items in there so you can see exactly what we're going to use. You can add it right to your shopping cart. There's a share button. The video is saved. Everything's the same except for I can't read your comments in real time because it is pre-recorded. So we're going to have some fun. This is using Bead Llama goodies, and we are going to create some bracelets. So I'm going to flip my camera down now and show you all the beads, and then I'll show you what tools I'm going to use and some other good stuff as well. Look at all the beads. There's so many. So I dumped this out already, and actually I'd shown it on a previous show, and so I'd opened up the bag ahead of time, but I want to show you all of these goodies. And there's so many different ones in here, just the wide variety of beautiful glass beads. So these are just stunning, and you can hear that sound, but I love picking out the different types of beads to look at here. There's these beautiful like lamp work beads. There's beautiful, a lot of these are beautiful check glass beads of all different sizes, shapes, colors, designs. Cool beads to play with here. So we're going to have fun making a stretch bracelet out of these and making a memory wire bracelet too. So like I said, two of my very favorite techniques. But there you see all of those small, medium, large, flower shaped, all different types. Now also in this mix, I got little metal beads too, and I'm gonna put that one off to the side. I don't think I'm gonna use this. I got a gorgeous strand of beads. I got 4 tubes of beads, and I love these because this one here is a big random mix, but these are like a nice little black tie assortment. This feels very springy or summery wedding to me. And then I love this colorful rainbow. This is kind of like a saturated rainbow with that lime in there too. So these are all in there. I don't think I'm going to use them for this project, the projects I'm doing here right now, but I wanted to show you that I got them. But what I will definitely be using are these crystals. So, oh my gosh, just that sound is so neat. And you know, I'm going to have beads everywhere, but look at these crystals. So pretty. So a big colorful mix of crystals as well. So we'll be playing with that. So for my tools and other supplies, so this is all the mystery mix right here. I haven't brought in a single other bead, and I'm not going to. I'm just going to bring in my tools and my stringing material. All right, so I am going to make a memory wire bracelet. And so I've got my memory wire cutters, and I have something to turn my end. So super important that I have both of those. And then I'm also going to make a stretch cord bracelet because that's really fun too. So I have my opal on, and you can see I've already used some of this. These are my supplies. And for this, I'm going to be putting a twisted wire needle on one end to make life easier. I'm going to be using a little bead stopper, and I've got a scissor here to cut it. And then I don't think I'm going to do it on camera, but it's always optional. You can always add some glue if you'd like to your knots for your stretch bracelets. And so I would recommend a GS Hypo Cement or an E6000 glue would be really nice. But let's start playing because this is just pure play and pure fun when you get a giant mix like this. So this was the remnants basically of another bracelet, because these come in 12 loop coils, but I'm going to definitely not make one that's this big. I think I'll do one that's maybe a loop and a half or 2 loops. So I'm going to cut this down to make my life a little bit easier, and I am going to use my memory wire cutters. So memory wire is an incredibly strong wire that retains its coil shape, which is why we love it, but it also means that you need a special cutter to cut it, because it can definitely damage your regular jewelry making cutters. It can leave like little notches in them and little ding marks. Okay, I'm gonna do not quite 2. Okay, so I cut this, and I'll save all this for a whole other project. And so what you see here, this will go onto my wrist, and it's going to overlap 2 in the front, and it'll just be a single one in the back. And I'm going to make 2 loops now. Well, I'm going to make 1 loop now and then 1 loop later. So I have my chain nose pliers, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the tip right here, and I'm going to rotate it away from the inside of the loop. So you see how it made like a little notch? And now I'm just going to keep rotating it until I have a loop. And on that loop, if you wanted to, you could put a dangle, a charm. You can do a lot of different things. But now this is ready to go. And I was looking at these beautiful beads ahead of time, and I had an idea. So I want to start with a colorful crystal. And I'm going to slide that onto my memory wire. And then I was noticing all of these beads here. I'm going to pull some out. So all of these beautiful like lamp work glass beads, they've got these cool patterns. There's a lot of them in here. Look at all of these. And they've got those large holes. So a tip, if you are working with large hole beads like that, is you can sandwich them between 2 bicones, and this works for earrings as well. So if you sandwich them between 2 bicones, the tips of the bicones actually go into the holes a little bit, and it stabilizes them. So you can kind of imagine if you had that on a head pin or an eye pin, you can use these bicones as essentially bead aligners, and it keeps them in place and keeps them stable. So I think I'm going to do a pattern here where it is just going to be bicone, beautiful glass bead, bicone, beautiful glass bead, and I'm going to keep doing that. And I love just going for the rainbow effect here. And so once you've got a couple on there, you can slide them on down, and you can see right here, we've got those like that, and we're going to now keep adding them all the way around here. So here we're going to go ahead and add some more. And I'm just doing random colors here because I think the whole rainbow effect is so pretty. And we're going into spring and we're going into summer, and you can't really go wrong with colorful, vibrant jewelry when you're going into those 2 seasons. And I've got even more of these beads. So I'm just gonna kind of like have fun shuffling through here. And I'm gonna guess that a lot of people who are watching this might have already ordered one of these Bead Llama mixes, these ultimates. So definitely have fun digging it out and playing with these ideas. Okay, I'm just gonna keep adding. And I will have so many beads here. So every once in a while you can kind of check your work and make sure that it's still got the pattern going. Since I'm adding them kind of on the quicker side here, I just don't want to accidentally forget to add one of my bicones, because it is like a nice bead aligner here. So here we go. You can see how this is shaping up. So I love the colors. Okay, and all of these beads were in this ultimate mix. Nothing was added, which is a fun challenge. I love beading challenges. Oftentimes I'll collaborate with other designers, and we'll send each other beads, or we'll do something where it's like a little challenge where you don't really know what you're going to get, or maybe there's a theme, maybe there's not. But it's always so fun to have a collection of beads that are a little bit more randomized, and then be able to pick them out and play with them and turn them into something beautiful. And a quick note for those of you who are just joining us, usually these shows are always live, usually always, but these shows are usually live, and I'm here every Wednesday. I do have something I am taking care of, and so I'm not here live today. So if you're commenting and I'm not answering, I swear I'm not ignoring you. This had to be a pre-recorded show, but hello to all my friends, and I know Eric and Michelle are helping out, and they're live and they're in the background here. So definitely, if you have some questions, they will be able to help and assist for sure. I so look forward to doing my lives every week, and so it's so strange to be saying like this is pre-recorded. Okay, we're almost to the end. Now, I could really stop at any point here. I always feel like with memory wire, you want a bit of an overlap. So I think I'm gonna stop because I wanna show you how to turn the other end here. So with memory wire, you want it just to overlap enough where it won't come off your wrist. Maybe I'll add one more bead, then I'm gonna cut it down to the right size so we can turn the other end. Okay, so with memory wire, when you want to finish it, you're first going to kind of give your beads a little tug and make sure that they are all the way down, resting against your starting point. And so those are nice and secure. There's no like mysterious gap of wire that somehow got exposed. Then you're going to want to kind of hold your beads back. You're going to go in and you're going to cut this, but you want it to be between 1/4 and 1/2 of an inch. So you have enough space to turn another loop. And so you're just gonna cut it like that. And we're gonna go back in with our chain nose. These are Wubbers chain nose. I love them for turning memory wire because they're really strong and really secure. And we're done. And there we have a really pretty bracelet using just the beads from here. So there we've got that, and it does overlap enough that it's not gonna come off, which I like. So there is one bracelet done with our Bead Llama mix. And now I'm gonna do a stretch bracelet. So I've got my opal on, and I'm going to cut, I have a 7-inch wrist. I wanna make sure I have at least 4 inches on each side. So I need at least 15 inches of this. And I am going to just cut it. I often get questions whether you should pre-stretch your stretch cord. So Opalon, I have found, really doesn't have a lot of extra give in it in terms of stretching out. But if you want to, you can definitely kind of give it some good tugs, do a little pre-stretching on it to make sure that it's nice and stretchy. And then that it's got rid of any extra stretch so it doesn't stretch out. And there is my new clock, and I will have to see if my husband can set it so it doesn't necessarily chime on the hour. I love it. I feel like I'm in Europe and it's near some wonderful church, but it does chime every hour. Okay, so now I have a bead stopper, and I'm gonna take the bead stopper, and it's like a little accordion, and I'm just gonna put it about 4 inches from the end, so that it'll stop my beads from falling off. And then on the other end, like I said, I was gonna use a twisted wire needle. You get a pack of these. There's 50 in a pack, and they are reusable too, but they're really handy if you're gonna be going through smaller bead holes, because you've got this fine tip that it will go right through it. So I just put that on like so. And now I'm gonna be ready to kind of sort some of these out and find which ones I wanna put on my bracelet. So I love these. Well, first thing that pops out to me is this beautiful yellow. I love that yellow. And I see that there's a couple different ones. So this is really part of the play part of all of this is, these are gonna get all mixed up, but that's okay. So I see that there's a beautiful yellow that's popping out. This is really cool too. I might actually open this up and have some of these here. So I can just cut these guys off the strand and mix them in as well. And then there's lots of cool kind of flower shaped beads I'm seeing. These are really neat. And there's stars. I think I'm just gonna do a bracelet of bead shapes that I love. And maybe I'll go with kind of like a summery palette here with blue and yellow and green. Here, let me make sure that this one first off goes onto my stretch cord. If I'm gonna kind of use that one as a foundation. So I put it right through the needle and I'm gonna give it a tug. I'm gonna make sure that goes through, and it does. So that's good. Okay, so I think I'll use a lot of those blues. Maybe I'll do a pattern where I do a blue bead, a colorful bead, a blue bead, a colorful bead, and so forth. I'm just gonna pull some of these out. There's lots, oh, I love the little pink flowers too. Those are really pretty. Okay, and there's other blue beads. And you know what? I'm also seeing, these are pretty, and these are kind of nice, fun, different beads. These are little like speckled pink beads. Oh gosh, and there's this green one. I love sorting through beads. I think it's gotta be one of the funnest things to do is to sort through piles and piles of beads and just let the ideas pop and have fun playing with them. All right, so I'm kind of picking out beads I think I want to put on this bracelet. I'm also considering, as I look at these, maybe I want to add some sparkle as well, because that could be really pretty. Like I think maybe some of the lighter sparkle, this is going to be a lighter bracelet. So I put the blue on already. Now I'm going to put on one of these lighter crystal beads and pull that down. And it's just all going to rest right here on my cord. And then I think I will do every other bead is going to be one of these blue ones to give it a little bit more of a theme. But I do like the bright yellow as well. It's just going to be a mixed up bracelet. This is just going to be a fun, assorted bracelet. And I did say I was going to use just the muted tones, but I love this color so much. I think I have to put this bright blue bead on. Okay, just going to keep adding. And the star bead, you can never go wrong with a star bead. And friendship bracelets, stretch bracelets are so popular right now to keep, to gift, to give, to make with friends, to, you know, sell, whatever it may be. Oops, I don't want to put that one on yet. I just did that one. So definitely these friendship, especially I've seen a lot of really colorful ones lately, kind of like what we're going to look at here in a minute with this really cool fruit charm kit. Definitely seeing a lot of really bright, vibrant colors out there. Okay, I'm just going to keep adding. And it's like you can never go wrong with a stretch bracelet. Okay. And it's fun that we're getting into summer, so all the summer colors are coming into play. I have to add more yellow. I love that yellow. I usually do very muted tones. Like I'm kind of like, my personal jewelry is usually like a lot of sepia tones and kind of antique-y and vintagey, and it's a lot of browns and blacks and bronzes and maybe like a deep green in there, or like a very saturated color. So it's really fun when I get to play with these bright colors. So I'm just gonna keep going. I know I got more of those little square beads because I got that whole strand in here. Okay, and now let's add more sparkle. And let's put more of these square ones. And you can kind of see what I'm doing here. So I'm just adding really whatever strikes my fancy here. And then once we've made it the size that we want it to be, we're going to tie it off. And I'll show you how to tie the knot so you have a really nice secure knot. So here you go. Here's a bracelet. I'm going to tie this knot now. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to take it and you're going to kind of shimmy it on down. And this might be a little bit small, but I have a little bit of a smaller wrist, so I think that'll be good. So here I go. I'm going to shimmy that down. So I've just got this in the center. And now I'm going to go ahead, cross them over, go through it, pull it, but not so tight that they're bunching up, and then go 1, 2. So I'm going through this twice, and then I'm gonna pull. All right, sorry guys, we had a little technical difficulty right there. My phone did a little weird thing. So this is pre-record for anyone who is joining us. Normally these are always live, but I do need to take care of something. So this is a pre-record. So I had a little blip, technical issue, but I wanted to show you how to do the knot here. Once you've got your knot, I like to stretch it so it makes an X. What that does is it's pulling it from all directions, and it makes it, for me, a lot more secure, because I know that's always a concern for stretch cord bracelets. Now, if you wanted to, at this point, you can go in and add some GS Hypo Cement or some E6000 to your knot, let it dry, and then you can cut your strands. But this was fun to play with this mystery mix. I've been really wanting to just make some bracelets with it. So again, this is the Bead Llama Ultimate Mystery Mix. It is 1 pound of beads, and it's really cool because it came with tubes and strands and crystals, all sorts of good stuff. All right, before I sign off, I do also want to show you this neat other kit by the Bead Llama. So this is really giftable. You just stick a bow on that and you're good to go. And there we go. It comes in this cute container. So what I love about this are the little fruit beads. So these you can string right onto your cord. And there's also little gold beads to accent them. But how cute are these? There's the little watermelon, there's the little orange, the banana, this little citrusy lemon lime, and a little pineapple. And these are so nice. So they're really cool. So you can string those on, and then there's colors that match them. So you got the little gold accent beads. And then when you open this up, you've got stretch cord, and then you've got little spacer beads as well, if you want a little black and white. These neat colors of beads, which is so fun. So all these strands of beads. So you're gonna have enough beads to make multiple bracelets. And then there's also cube beads and a bead stopper. So that's gonna prevent your beads from falling off. So many goodies in this one little container kit for this fruit charm stretch bracelet kit by the Bead Llama. So really fun, I love this. Okay, so I wanted to show that. That's a little bit more curated. So of course this was kind of a fun mix, free for all, and you can design so many different things with it because there's little tiny seed beads and big beads and all that good stuff. And then this definitely has more of a theme to it, and the theme is summer and fun. And it's got these little fruit charms, and I'm seeing so many of these in like boutique jewelry right now that is very much on trend for this style. Okay guys, I'm gonna flip my camera up so I could say goodbye today. Let me do that right now. Okay, thank you for joining me today on this video. I had so much fun. I love doing the memory wire. I think memory wire is one of my very favorite techniques. It is so freeing and easy, and it's just fun to do because you just get to add beautiful beads. So thank you for joining me. I hope Michelle and Eric were able to answer any questions you had. I know they are awesome, and they can definitely help with technical questions as well as design questions. Michelle is quite the designer as well. So definitely thank you to them for helping out since I could not be here live. And thank you to everyone for joining me. And take care. Have a great rest of your week. If you have anything in your shopping cart, make sure you do cash out and check it out because things do tend to sell out. But thank you again and have a good rest of your week. Take care, everyone. Bye.